Hello, my little Luxes. This is another episode of Luxy Charms, and I'm your host, cosplayer Charcy Lux. And today's episode is a special commentary episode of the movie The Thaw. Now, today's episode is just going to be a nice reactionary video. I didn't do too much research on this one. I have seen this film before. I've enjoyed it. Obviously, as I always tell people, I'm different than most people. Most films that other people had no interest in, don't want to talk about, don't like, I generally usually tend to like them. Although, as I always say, I'm a huge connoisseur of horror movies, and let's face it, when some of my favorite horror films are the cheesy B-rated ones, or, the silly ones where they even do any character that you can think of and they have an episode or a movie in space, those are some of my favorites. So, obviously, a lot of people would take my advice with a grain of salt. But if you're like me and you enjoy these films, I would really, obviously, even if you don't like this movie, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinion on it. I am about to watch this on Tubi. I'm also hoping it's not going to have a big black screen of death. We will see. I know some things you can watch, some things you can't. But, like I said, I'm about to watch the 2009 2009 film with Val Kilmer, The Thaw. And spoiler alert, and viewer discretion is advised for this episode. Now, obviously, we have Val Kilmer. Obviously, we have Val Kilmer right away.
What does it mean to make a real difference?
Now, mind you, I have the volume turned down a bit. Trying not to get audio too much in with it, but I have subtitles just in case. Obviously, if this is your first time watching the film, I suggest watching it yourself first because I'm going to be splicing this down. I'm going to be talking over it. I'm not the typical for commentaries or reactionary videos where you'll see people stopping the movie while they're talking. Now, I said in my previous video that The Thaw reminds me a lot of The Thing. Obviously, I said viewer discretion advised. So if you can't take gross things, you don't want to see this. Right now, that makes me think of that fly or it's a worm. I'm trying to think what it is now, but it's over in Africa, but in order to get rid of it, not the tsetse fly, but you have to cover it so that it can't breathe. And then when it pops out, you have to grab it as quick as you can with pliers, tweezers, whatever you can, and pull them out. And yeah, Aaron Ashmore's in this as well, which I think is ironic because I'm pretty sure he was the one in Frozen as well. Because now I'm trying to remember if it was him or his twin brother, because they are twins. Actually, I can sneak a peek right now, because you have Aaron Ashmore and Shawn Ashmore. There's a possibility that Shawn Ashmore did Frozen. So that could just be a fun running joke that I can do, is doing movies with the twins for the same theme. Yeah, Shawn Ashmore did Frozen, so obviously that's going to be kind of a funny, but I kind of think interesting thing as well. I thought it was the same one, but then it hit me and I'm like, what if it was the twin that did the other one? So yeah, because Aaron Ashmore is in The Thaw, and then his twin brother, Shawn Ashmore, is in Frozen. And Frozen is the psychological thriller I was talking about. fun fact about the twins that I do know for the Ashmore twins is that one of Sean's first roles was X-Men, and the scene where Mystique is looking like him and is in the same screen as him actually was his twin brother, and they were in the scene together. Poor polar bears. Which this is an important thing that people should be noting, because obviously with our glaciers thawing out right now, that it is affecting our polar bears.
David?
Obviously you don't want an angry polar bear coming towards you. How fast does a tranquilizer take to kick in? I don't know, but when your butt cheeks are clenched together, not fast enough. It's been a long time since the first time I watched this. First time I watched it was when it came out, and watched it with my dad.
What's he say?
Now to see what the polar bear was randomly trying to eat.
What did you find, man? What is it?
Which, like I said, this seems very related to being inspired by John Carpenter's The Thing. They're out on the ice doing a discovery, and they find something frozen in the ice.
Life is leaving the door open to an infinite number of threats, equally as pernicious as the tiny pine beetle.
Obviously, the same thing happens in X-Files episode Ice. Just a fun relation of all these different things that are drawing inspiration off of each other. And I really like every single one of them for different reasons. And it's just ironic to think about, since The Thing is my favorite horror movie of all time, that it would make sense that one of my favorite episodes of the X-Files would be Ice. And yeah, this one is a lower budget than the previous two I was talking about, but I like this film. I enjoy it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I don't think that my opinion's going to change too much on it. When your work becomes too important for life.
It's important to our cause.
Dad, it's not my cause. It's your cause. You're the one who chose to
Okay,
detonate
so
the place.
apparently people just get out of vehicles when they're
Everybody knows about global warming. It's too bad nobody really gives a crap.
in the car.
Dad, look, I have to go. I'll think about it. Could you hold on a minute? Calm down.
Talk about causing an even bigger traffic jam. And mind you, they didn't do anything to the bear.
Thanks. Kinda cute.
In the tundra, everybody sounds cute.
Nope. Bart, I need your help. Dr. Crouppen? I can't reach Abby. She can't come up. Why? Is everything okay? Yes, everything's fine. Just make sure she doesn't come up. Okay.
It's only been 2 days, but already a controversy of don't come up. Obviously, with the daughter he hasn't spoken to in how many years, he's finally talked her into coming and visiting, and now he's saying don't let her come up here. Gee, I wonder what's going on.
Maybe he's much worse.
You know, the thing is, he didn't call for help,
And
just said not to come. I could do the quick plot synopsis from IMDb of what's for this film.
Hey,
Oh.
nice chopper. Hey, thanks.
A research expedition to the Arctic discovers that a melting polar ice cap has released a deadly parasitic parasite.
When are you jumping
Now,
on the-
obviously, I love creature feature films and I love parasite films. I literally just had a month dedicated to parasites and viruses.
Yeah, there you go. Hop in.
Why not just mix it in with something that I hate? Snow and ice and cold.
Back there, guys.
Maybe it will seem a little bit better.
Effie.
Hey, Bart.
Oh yeah, I'm just now noticing that he said don't let
What?
Evie come up.
Said I was supposed to give you some
He didn't say nobody else could come up.
So he doesn't even want me to come up there?
Shady,
I'm
shady.
sure he's got his reasons. But,
You know what? I don't really care what he says in public.
Abby.
She's not listening.
Okay.
Stubborn daughter, gonna go anyway. But you know, it might have gone a little bit better if he had told him don't allow anybody to come up like he was supposed to.
Ground control.
Obviously, if you have not seen the film, I've already given enough spoilers for you to figure out what's been going on or what's happening. Or even if you've seen John Carpenter's The Thing,
Yeah.
you can figure out what's going on.
That must be so cool.
Yeah, he's my hero.
Lies!
Remember when he was younger, he sabotaged the pipeline to block him like a drug hero?
I guess so, yeah.
It's that weird thing of, like, the preacher's daughter. That usually she's the bad girl of the school and it's gotta rebel and be different. Or same thing with the son of the policeman. He's the rebel son. And this is kind of the same idea, is that this guy's viewing, well, Aaron Ashmore's character is viewing her dad as his hero. He's this great guy. And she could care less because her dad valued his research more than he valued his family. So obviously she was lying when she said that her dad was her hero. But obviously her dad does good things, but she's mad at him for doing those good things. But it's not the act of the good that she's mad at, she's just mad at her dad for not being a part of her life. And every child has that right to feel that way. No. I'm just throwing up for fun. Funsies. Going in line with The Thing, you have them up in the frozen tundra area. They're isolated. The only way to get there is by flight. The only difference is I think this is in the Alaskan area, whereas isn't The Thing in Antarctica?
Somebody's got to take responsibility.
No, I'm curious.
Sure, but what do we really...
No, that technically could be
People are incapable of change. and-
Alaska as well,
Might as well enjoy
because it says The Thing was shot in Alaska, USA, and British Columbia, Canada. So, yeah, very similar then. Only difference is this is not during the winter time like what we see in The Thing. It's still very cold though. But I think it's obviously supposed to be the summertime for them.
No power. What does that smell? It smells like something died here.
It's because something did die in there.
Hello? Dr. Crouppen?
Death has a very distinct smell. If you smell it,
Yeah,
maybe you should run.
must be out in the field.
I can go through the cast and crew real quick. And it's a very small cast and crew. The director and the writer is Mark A. Lewis. Dr. Crouppen is Val Kilmer. So Evelyn is Martha
Lane,
McIsaac.
look, I know I can never...
Aaron Ashmore is Adam Gallen.
I made a huge
Kyle
mistake.
Schmid as Federico Folse. Steph Song as Ling Chen. Anne-Marie DeLuise, maybe it's DeLuise, as Jane. Viv Leacock as Bart.
I don't know.
Peter Calamis as
That
Mike.
you were so angry.
Gary Chalk as Jack.
And I was scared.
John Callender as Edward. Lamech Cadlu as Nuti. Sebastian Stewart as Chad. William B. Davis as Ted. Alejandro Rey as Rob. Evan Adams as Professor Anderson. Now, interesting to note, I'm pretty sure Kyle Schmidt is in Lost Girl, which is a show I really, really like, and Aaron Ashmore is also in Lost Girl as well. Snoopy.
I didn't know where they came from. It's part of the rescue.
When you just don't value a life.
So now you know I'm willing to blow shit up.
Was that a gunshot? What's happening? I think they found the source of the smell.
That's brutal. God, it stinks.
What the hell is that?
Uh-oh. Oh, hold on. Don't get so close.
Oh my god. Oh, shit, are you okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, that would scare the shit out of anybody.
Hello? Yeah, we're in here. Jeez Louise. Not exactly my choice of words, but yeah. Why do I have this rotting bear? I don't know, but I need a picture of it.
They were obviously observing the bear for some reason.
Someone just bit me. What?
Oh, it took a second.
I think it's just a flea bite. You're gonna make it. Let's get out of here. This stink is getting me. Yeah.
Because fleas live on dead bodies
Hold up.
in the tundra.
I heard a gunshot.
In the cold. Foreboding music as it pans closer to the main character. Since her dad is still there, he's just at the site of the thing that they found in the snow. Thus the gunshots you heard.
Base station to field station. Come in. Base station to field station. Dad?
Ah, the realization that she didn't listen and she's there.
Evelyn? Jane, could you please put my dad on?
What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here.
Of course, she's just gonna get mad and not
Put
understand.
my dad on?
Evelyn, are the students with you?
Yes, of course they're here. Why wouldn't they be?
None of them were supposed to come. I feel something
Please put my
shady
father on?
happening.
David! They're here! Students are here! David! Evelyn's here! She's on the radio. ain't you? What's going on, David?
No one was supposed to come, David. What the hell, David?
So now you don't even want to see me.
I do. It's very important that you stay where you are.
Where are you? Everybody's waiting.
With the
You see
dead
what I
bear.
see? Just this once.
What's going on?
Just do what I'm asking you to do this one time. Okay?
Because she's done a bang-up job of that so far.
Okay. Fine.
Good.
Why are they here?
I don't know.
What did you do?
Since she doesn't trust him. Can't imagine why.
Why did he tell you not to bring me?
He didn't say.
God, he's such an asshole.
Tears of my baby. It really does. I know you're probably still mad about the funeral.
One of those situations where, as a young adult, teenager, you're not really going to understand a situation like that. Obviously, when she's already been mad at him that he puts his job first. And then for her mom's funeral, that he couldn't make it because, obviously, they just said, snowed in. There's only so much you can do.
You hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
Great oogly moogly.
I know you did.
Look!
What?
It's a bug.
It's just a bug.
Don't understand. Something I've had since I was a kid. It's a phobia, okay? It's I can't handle it.
He's out. No bugs for him.
It's not exactly something I'm proud of, all right? Come on, let's go.
Where are you going? I'm not going to go sleep out there.
Okay, come on, you don't understand. I can't stay here. Please, come with me.
It's okay, Fetty. I'll look after you.
I can't stay here. Okay? I'll be in the other room.
You know phobia is bad when you stop having sex with someone and can't even stay in the room. That's a bad phobia. Because he's that scared of the bug. Makes you wonder what's the backstory to that one. Here comes Daddy.
What are you doing?
Somebody's here.
Jeez Louise. Is it no flea bite?
He's spreading.
Stop scratching it. It's been itchy, man.
Hello?
Yes, no good.
Hello?
So who was driving the ATV?
What was that? What's going on?
Nobody's doing well right
Okay.
now. Bug bites. Lots of bug bites.
No, let it rain.
My dad's assistant.
I would have found it in a helicopter. Jesus Christ.
With more bug bites.
I thought there was a bug.
Uh-huh. It's just my zipper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another bug.
I'm gonna try my dad again.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Dad, are you there?
Dad's a little unavailable right now.
What about my dad? Nobody's answering at the field station. Something's obviously happened up there. Something
We don't
bad.
even know where out there is, do we?
What?
Ling's a little bit up.
TV, she came in as a chief.
Where did you get my dad's camera?
It was in Jane's jacket.
Time to go through some film. See what happened.
There's no tape.
Hey guys, come on, let's get packing. Let's go.
What time is it?
What, 3 a.m.?
Yeah, it is definitely the summertime up in that area. Because if it's 3 a.m. and the light's out, if you didn't know,
Shit.
during the summertime
What is it?
up in Alaska, there are some areas where
Oh, man.
they'll have daylight almost all day. That there might only be like 3 hours a night and that's it.
Take a look. Jesus H. Christ. What the heck was she thinking?
That's a really good question.
Aw, she got in the helicopter
What?
to destroy the helicopter so
Jane,
that nobody could leave.
Take me a couple hours to fix this. You gotta be kidding me. Can't we call in a helicopter? Won't take me that long.
whoa, what's that for?
Relax. Precaution.
That seems very familiar to John Carpenter's The Thing.
Field station.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, no kidding. What
Make
if
it
this
to where
affects me
nobody
on
can
back?
leave.
Abby, honestly, what do we do?
Hey! That woman's really sick. I don't think she can breathe. She needs Evelyn.
Gotta roll her on her side so she doesn't puke on herself and choke.
No.
That's a big no-no. No. When fear and contagion makes everyone afraid.
Where the hell is she going? I thought we agreed to stick together. Adam, what's your dad out there, man?
She doesn't know what's going on, so she wants to get her dad.
As soon as that helicopter gets fixed, we're getting out of here.
Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Get the duct tape and seal up this door.
Evelyn!
Too bad a few people already have some bug bites.
What are you doing?
Come with you.
Don't go alone. Take this with you. Good thing they miraculously somehow know where to go and where the site is. That's one talent I have always been jealous of. Engineering. Mechanics. It's a talent I wish I had.
Jeez.
How's it going?
Itchy.
Worse than I thought.
Why don't you say something? Calling for help.
Look, I'm doing everything I can, okay?
What?
Somebody likes to complain.
Dad?
Holy crap.
So the animal they found frozen in the glacier
Jesus, it's pristine.
is a mammoth.
What is it?
Looks like eggs of some kind.
Remember they found the polar bear was eating the mammoth.
did you see that?
That's impossible.
Apparently they were
That species of
frozen,
Yeah.
and now that they're thawing,
Liver glycogen converts to glucose.
they're able to live
You know,
again.
it happens over winter. This thing's gotta be what, 20,000 years old?
Oh look, random body.
Who's that?
Dad, what are you? Where's my dad? Dad!
Haven't you figured out something very wrong is going on yet?
Evelyn,
No, please.
I need to see him like this.
Yes, I am.
I want to remember him like this.
Stop there! Oh, he's gone. I still hate him.
Yeah. Apparently he really was bitten by the bug in his pants.
I just had the most painful kiss of my life. Any idea why?
What are you saying?
Oh, well, I was innocent.
Such an asshole. Of course he's just gonna blame her. Not the random bug bites that they're all getting.
There's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of infection.
Mm-hmm. It's catching on.
They're all dead. Shot. Jane shot them all. Grouping too? Why would she do that?
Something's not right here.
I don't know.
That deserves a suspicious shot.
Look, man, I don't know what the money is. I just know that we're in trouble and we need help now. What are you doing?
I need to see her.
This room is quarantined, Evelyn.
No, please. Please, you have to trust me. I need to see her. Please. Please trust me. Please.
The only one that's gonna have some common sense right now.
What is that?
Granted, it doesn't make sense for a
What do you mean, hey?
parasite to kill its host.
Like the ones from the men. What?
Hmm.
Oh my god, did you see that?
What?
The bugs have been winging. They must be some kind of parasite. I just saw them when they're inside of Jane.
We gotta move.
We have to get her to the lab. It's a separate structure. Come on. Use the sheet to wrap her up.
And that's why the bear's in that room.
What is it, Abby?
Bear's infected too.
Mm-hmm. Granted, they don't know that the polar bear was eating the mammoth.
There's more eggs over here. I wonder how long you stay in the larval state. I radioed for a rescue helicopter. We're getting out of here. How long? A few hours if the weather holds. Thank God.
What, Abby?
Jane said don't let him leave.
We have to call them back and tell them not to come.
Excuse me?
They won't be prepared. We have to contact disease control. They'll have time to study this thing and decide what to do.
What? Evelyn, we have to get out of here.
We have to be quarantined.
Quarantine? Are you out of your mind? Listen, Ling is sick in there. She's been throwing up. We have to get out of here.
Federico, you don't understand.
Hold on. Maybe we jump into conclusions. We were just students here. She's not even a student.
They died out there because they couldn't stop it.
Dead?
Uh-huh.
Jane was trying to stop us from getting home. She said don't let them leave. She was talking about the bugs.
What do you mean? Bugs? You know that. Okay, know what happened.
This should feel very similar to the thing.
Mammoth,
Don't let them
Jesus Christ,
leave.
Somebody please tell me what's going on here. But there's a woolly mammoth in a glacier melting out there.
It's full of eggs. The same ones that are in this bear. The same ones that are in Jane, and very likely the same ones that are in Lynn.
And you.
And me.
Mm-hmm.
And Link?
No, hey, where are you going? Hey!
Of course, the guy who's been a big wuss the whole time is gonna cause problems. Of course.
Hey! Stay away from the radio!
Big problems.
What was that noise?
Your boyfriend's a psycho.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just a scratch.
Hey, baby.
When are we going home?
Never.
You soon.
Apparently the parasites take fast effect.
Maybe you'd be more comfortable lying down.
That's a good idea.
Same color as what?
Alright, put her in the spare bed.
James? Don't expect your boyfriend to help you at any point in time, though. Wuss.
Where's Freddy?
I'm right here, baby.
When are we going home?
Soon. Really soon. It won't be long. Wait.
Granted, the effects are moving on her a lot faster than the other ones. Even though the pilot got bit first, he only got bit once. Whereas Ling got bit a fuck ton of times.
We need to seal off the room.
What about me?
Good question.
Yeah, and you too. You're bit.
What is that? What do you think it is?
The eggs are hatching. I kept wondering why they were hatching from her faster than the polar bear, but I think it's because the polar bear was left in the cold, which is why the power was off. Whereas Jane was still warm.
This. Right now.
Now, unfortunately, this probably won't be a quick solution, like what they figured out in the X-Files Ice,
What are you gonna do?
where all you needed to do was have one parasite and another parasite, and they would kill each other.
I ain't got that kind of time. These things hatch, they'll spread.
Obviously, multiples are inside these guys' bodies, so that trick's not gonna work.
If I can just kind of get underneath. Oh, Jesus.
Is it spread farther in this body is the question. Remember, viewer discretion is advised. What would you do to survive?
If you don't do it, I will.
Hey look, it's the scaredy cat.
This is morphine.
You're already infected. Stop being a weenie.
Okay.
Couldn't pay me enough.
Adam, hurry!
New. New. And this dumbass.
This isn't right. You can't just chop off body parts.
Gotta get through the bone. Cauterize it. Cauterize it. Gotta burn it.
Get the bugs!
Need to categorize the wound. Fireworks.
I need something else to stop the bleeding. It's not working.
Is he okay?
No thanks to you.
It's starting to slow.
Oh, you can go in the shower. Get his arm up. Get his arm up. You gotta put him on the couch, lie him on his back. Okay? Okay? Come on. Come on. Here. Get some gauze.
Now he's finally being useful.
Lie him on his back. Put his feet up, okay?
You gotta have the other end up. Gee, your father was studying
We're
them
dealing with.
from the moment that they found the polar bear and the mammoth.
It's a vertebrate, it's not a bug. So we're related to this thing. Yeah. It says that the males are harmless except that they create the sores that the females born to, and then they lay their eggs and multiply. What are you saying? If you're bit by a male, you might not necessarily be affected. The eggs are the only threat.
It only date up to yesterday.
He might be
I
okay.
know exactly what the feeling is right now. Steve's the most recent. Where's my dad's camera?
Except that he was urinating blood. Pretty sure that's a bad sign. The bear looks different. Need to just burn everything. Burn it! I mean, that's one way to keep them off of you. That blanket is entirely blood-soaked. Ah, and that's why it kills the host. It eats the body. You can squish him.
There's no fucking way she's getting in here. She's covered in blood.
Let me out!
No! There's bugs on her. Adam, step away from her. Adam, step away.
No bugs.
There's one under my shirt. God.
What the fuck is that?
Get it out. Get it.
What if it might exit her? Huh? All right.
When in quarantine, check for more bug bites.
I had to be sure.
I'd give him a dirty look too. It makes sense. So these vertebrates, or as they were calling them, bugs before, that the males bite and pierce the skin that makes a hole, and the females are the ones that bore in and lay the eggs.
What exactly are you guys trying to find on that?
And they're the type of parasite that when the eggs hatch, they kill the host and eat the host.
What are the odds of this turning into a pandemic?
My dad would have thought this through.
Not a pleasant parasite.
Today I rediscovered what I knew when I was young.
Get it back.
Whoa, one got out. Somebody killed him.
Squish it. Did it get out or come from elsewhere? You get a problem. A very big problem. Just need to light it all on fire. Be done with it. Poof! Fire! Ever see that meme about the guy who burned down his house for a spider? This needs to be that meme. Blech. Creepiest skittering sound.
Let me get out of here.
That'll make it better.
Get to the helicopter. It's the only safe place. Everything else should be burned.
Shit, they're coming through the fence. We gotta get out of here.
No, we can't. There's too many. It's too dangerous.
We gotta do something.
What's going on?
The vertebrae. They're in there with Ling.
We gotta sedate her. Give me some drugs, man. Something to wear, something to protect us. Jeez. You gotta loosen this. It's too tight.
I can't.
That's not good. That's not good either. There's a big hole now in that window. Something's seriously wrong with him.
Still alive. Son of a bitch.
Someone should have done that a long time ago. Might as well do the humane way, with no pain.
It's okay, Abby. I got nothing to lose.
Never lose your humanity, no matter what kind of situation you're in.
Come on. Come on, we gotta go.
Don't be like Freddy. Don't trust Freddy.
I'm going straight to the helicopter. Anybody who wants to leave, come with me. It's just a precaution. I'm not accusing you of anything. I just want to be sure.
Oh, you should be accusing him of things. Lots of things.
Federico, wait! You can't go in there. I know why you shot me. Please don't.
I'm sorry.
Hey, look, Dad's alive.
Oh my God, you're alive!
Guess you don't hate him so much.
It's you.
I'm so sorry.
Are you infected?
Now it's time for you to explain why did you say Evelyn don't come, but you didn't stop everybody else from coming.
Jim. God.
Time for another suspicious shot.
There's a helicopter. It's okay though. We already called for help.
The whole place is almost entirely infested. Now the only safe place is the helicopter. We're gonna burn it down.
Burn it down.
There's some gasoline around the back.
You know, you could just circle the whole building with gasoline.
Bet you wish you didn't get on that helicopter now, huh?
Think about it, girlie.
What?
He knew.
Mm-hmm.
These parasites were discovered in a thawing glacier to the internet onto the screens of the youth.
His sacrifice.
Into your
to save the world
You will know the need to
from
sacrifice.
global warming.
You will know the time is now.
He should be infected way more than what he appears to be.
Please.
Please don't do this. There has to be another way. Please. People listen to you.
You didn't?
They only said that to hurt you. You were right. You've always been right. We can't change people's minds, but Dad, this is not the way to do it, please.
I'm getting on the helicopter. Alone. When the fear, when it spreads, people will know.
Here comes the helicopter. If you haven't caught on, his idea is to take the vertebrae parasite into the world and make it like a ticking time bomb. Biohazard warfare. Now there's a contagion nobody wants.
Are you okay? I should take a look at that.
No, let's go.
Are you contaminated?
No.
Let's go.
He looks a little contaminated.
Stop! He's infected! Stop! This whole area's quarantined!
He's on the skid.
He gets it. You die.
Good observation.
He's infected! This whole area's quarantined!
Somebody was quarantined. We gotta put him down.
Can't. He's infected.
He's locking us. I can't stabilize him. Jesus Christ.
That's
Is he okay?
not a good way.
To go now.
What about her?
She'll be okay.
She can't let you go. You're gonna die anyway, Dad. Sorry.
Get up! Get up! Mike!
To unfortunately kill the few to save the many. Well, that's one way to blow up the building of parasites. Boom. Better hope they all burn. His back's probably a little broken.
To get you to the helicopter.
It's too late.
Died because of his hero. I mean, it's a good thing it's the summertime, but it's still probably cold as hell up there.
No.
Better burn Freddy's body there. It's not burning his body. He's still infected. Does she know how to even fly? Or is that just the idea that it's the safest place for her and that they'll send another helicopter because obviously the helicopter they send up there is not going to come back? I guess that's the idea they're going with. Like I said, it's been a while since I've watched the film.
What is sacrifice? We keep saying we want change, but we just keep doing the same shitty things every day. And that's no justification for what my father did, or what he tried to do. I want people to know
There's
that
bodies
everyone didn't
everywhere.
believe he was helping us, and he sacrificed everything, including himself.
I have a ball. Come on, let's get her out of there.
I used to believe that people couldn't change. That all we could do was just have as much fun as we could before it all came to an end. But now I don't want it to end.
She's being hailed as a hero.
Next one.
She's on the
Ducko found something.
website around the globe. The Center for Disease Control says this.
Oh, I see. Remember those crows you heard earlier? Apparently he brought some parasites with him. Whoa!
You've got SARS, bird flu, AIDS. Just a matter of time before the big one hits.
Foreshadowing? Well, I hope you enjoyed watching The Thaw with me and getting my reactions and commentary to the film. Obviously, we saw a lot of films come out about the same time as this one in 2009 that were movies about outbreaks, contagions. Because, let's face it, we've always had that fear that something for infection or parasite or disease was going to be the thing that was going to take us all out, to kill us. But, I mean, we've had it in history, like the bubonic plague and all kinds of other diseases, cholera and all those, that it would wipe out large amounts of people. So, obviously, we always have that fear that it could happen again. It's always a possibility. Well, obviously, years later, we saw what happened in 2020, and we had to deal with COVID, still kind of dealing with COVID. And so, obviously, it's not a parasitic bug or vertebrae that was going around killing people, but it's a legit reason why people are really afraid of sickness. And a lot of cases, you'll have people that react like what Freddy did, where even just somebody that he loved and cared about, that he was willing to kill them to protect himself. And there's not a single way that I could do that. I mean, obviously we watch zombie movies and we're always thinking like, oh, when your loved one dies, that they're not your loved one anymore, yada yada yada, that you would protect yourself. But there's no way I would ever hurt anybody like that, like what Freddy did. But on a lighter note, I definitely want to thank you for watching this with me. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts and reactions are to the film. Like I said, I like this film. It's an interesting one. It delves deep into the idea of global warming, and if we're destroying the planet, can something come out of it? And we saw in Val Kilmer's character that he was willing to make himself the sacrifice so that he would essentially set off a time bomb and have this parasite kill all these people because he was trying to get his message across for global warming. So I don't think we ever have to worry about something like that in real life, at least. Fingers crossed. We hope that's not a possibility, considering they have found a mammoth fully intact somewhere, so we'll see. But once again, thank you for watching this with me, and if you are interested in following me on my other social medias, you can follow me on my Twitter for Charcy Lux with 3 X's, or on my Instagram for Charcy87. And I was smart this time. I didn't have the hood up, so I didn't really have to deal with the hood falling off and on, so we'll learn as we go. I like having the hoods though, so I don't know, maybe the next time I'm dressed as my winter witch for the next episode, I'll have the hood up and we'll get to have the entertainment of me fighting with it the whole time. As always, thank you, and no matter what time of the day it is, I hope you have a Luxy Charms kind of day. Bye. I guess I can go back to the middle.